anything, but I have no problems talking to these people. And that's kind of what happened. I saw Perry over there by himself, and we just started a conversation, and he invited me back to his room, and then she just starts following us down the hall, and I just thought she was trying to steal him. And he kind of made it out like he thought we were lesbians, and he was all like, because I was telling Perry how cool my friend was, and how much I really loved her, and how she was so great, and that she's like helped me through like a really difficult period I was going through, because I had just broken up with some guy I had lived with for a year. And but anyway, yeah, he was like, I didn't know you swung both ways, and you girls both want to go to bed with me. Like, he invited us both to go to bed, and she still wouldn't stop. And I kind of freaked out a little bit, and she still wouldn't stop following. So she came to the room, and so I don't know. I thought maybe she was gonna steal him, but then it ended up Dave Navarro came in the room, and then Perry and Dave had some kind of conference, and it turned out to be over who was going to get who. Jen went over there and was listening at the door, and Dave was supposed to get her, and Perry was supposed to get me, and I don't know, like, she went out, she left with them, they left out of the room together, and then she came right back, and he's all ready to shoot me up, and she went, finally Perry had to kick her out of the room. And I know, but see, I really think that situation with I'm not making a good case right now, but my name's Mary, and we were talking about religion a little bit, and they're kind of bringing up, the Whore-Madonnas, kind of obvious, guys, like Whore-Madonna, and Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and I think what he did is, honestly, if you ask, my personal opinion is, because he has the song, My Marys, he kind of made himself Jesus, and he's with the two Marys, and he's in the menage a trois with the two girls. I think on one level, it's that's me and Jen, and I think, I guess, like, she's the Mary Magdalene or whatever, and maybe I'm the other one, but, well, that's what I really think, too, because he had a tape recorder going. Jen found that out. It was under the bed, and he was recording me when I was talking. I really...
He has one of these tapes?
Well, I don't know. He had like this little dictaphone tape or whatever, and he was recording, like a little spy recorder, and he was recording me, and I just felt like one of the things that I said kind of ended up on the album in different places, and it's hard to explain, but I was in college at the time, and I felt that was a lot of, a lot of things. I don't know. I'd done this like research, like paper stepping with my own personal research and like philosophies. Just stuff I'd been working on for a long time, and my original research. I told him everything, and then it just kind of ended up. I just felt like those philosophies, those ideas, kind of ended up on the record, and it looks like my face a little bit and what I was wearing. Well, for instance, here's an example of something it was like kind of my posh, the way I was lying in bed, and I had a pair of black stockings on, and I think like I lost my underwear at some point, and I had just, but to be modest or whatever, I had like one of my legs in my stocking and the other's dangling off the bed, and that's how like the chick is in the sculpture that's on the front, and well, I don't know. It just probably doesn't really matter. We met a lot of other bands after that. Like, we met the Chili Peppers, and we met the Jim Rose Circus. Like, my friend Jen made out with the Human Enigma. And it was funny. Yeah, the guy with all the puzzle pieces, or the Enigma. And he ended up being a really nice guy. We hung out by the tour bus with them after they did their show at Hammerjack. So this was a couple years back, like 93 or 4 or something, and it was just really funny because she started he was telling us a lot. I remember he was telling us like all these elephant jokes and all that, and passing the bottle around. We were having a pretty good time, and he told her she looked like Sandra Bernhard, only with a nicer body, and that she was prettier. And then they started making out, French kissing and all, and everybody was laughing, we didn't understand why, because we got to the show late, And it turned out that he'd eaten all these slugs and bugs, and that's kind of that's part of like what his shtick is. And but I don't know. I know we met a bunch. I guess we met a bunch of other people.
Those are sterile crickets, though.
Yeah, it was fun. We got to meet. We met Guar, and we got to stay at the lead singer's house. That was really cool. We hung out with them. We got a tour of their slave pit, and the guy Dave, man, he's great. I mean, I think he's really nice and interesting. He's so cool. But man, he's such a womanizer. It's awful. He had at the time he had a fiance and a mistress. He invited us to stay over at his house, but then all of a sudden his mistress shows up unexpectedly, and then we were like trying to go to sleep in the dining room or whatever, and then he's all like, and the mistress was all like, who are these women? What are they doing here? And she took him back in the bedroom and shooed him out for a while. You could hear her yelling at him. It was horrible. We wanted to say goodbye to him in the morning, and she started screaming again. So we just went and got breakfast. We thought it was over, but we ended up hanging around Richmond. We got something to eat, and we ran into this girl Lisa that was living with this guy Mike Bishop from Keepone, and we went back to their house and hung out there a while. And there's this guy Straz, like, it was really sad, and he OD'd and all, but it was like right before that happened, and we were having a good time that day. We were all like running around having fun, and we ended up like Straz took us back to the Guar house, and they were doing all this crystal meth. Jen was like, she was way into that. I mean, I was mainly just smoking pot. I mean, the refrigerator was kind of funny. It had pretty much nothing but Budweiser and a couple condiments in it. Maybe like a thing of mustard or whatever, and maybe some relish. That was pretty funny. And so we were just partying with them, and it was really funny too, because it was hanging out. Dave. Well, I guess I sort of had it. I don't know. It's funny because I ended up. God, I'm such a wimp. Like say, Dave gave me some stuff. I have it like a little. Wait, where did it go? I had this little plastic. Yeah, I had this little plastic monster.
Not on
that.
Camera now.
Yeah, I think it fell because I've had it. It's been sitting there forever. And this book called Stalingrad that he was reading that he said inspired the album is Toilet Earth, and I think that's a really good record. But yeah, he ended up giving me that stuff, and he wanted to show me his novel. He was hoping maybe he could get Rollins to put it out. And so he invited me in his bedroom, to take a look at it. And it was funny because I think I couldn't completely figure out what was going on. I gave him my chapbooks, and he had looked at him for a little while, before he invited me back, and told me he really liked my stuff. And then, I think he was kind of having a hard time choosing between me and Jen, but then he finally, he just told me to check out his novel. But that was kind of funny because then we went in there, and he dropped a couple condoms on the bed, and pulled out this KY. And then right in the middle of that, there's this intern guy. This intern who's like this 17-year-old kid we kind of befriended. And I think at the time, I was a blonde, but the Guar blood, the Guar, like, they spew out blood on their stage show. The Guar blood had turned my hair pink, or this pinkish orange color, completely like dyed it a different color. And this kid, I can't remember, his name was Randy or something like that, and we were kind of like hanging out a little bit. But he barged into the room and was screaming at Dave like, "This one's for me! Like, how could you? Why don't you just go for the other one? And I like her," and all that, And so he kicked the intern out. And then I ended up confessing to having this boyfriend that I live with. Like, we've been together like 7 years, and I totally like wimped out. And